What's going on, everybody? It's Jordan Friday here again, and I am here at Tab. I'm here with Kyle from Matrox. How's it going?
Good, man.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, totally. So I think I really just want to sort of get into what you guys have going on here. Matrox is sort of widely known for a lot of different things, specifically KVM. I love your KVM, use it every single day. So what do you guys have going on right now?
So currently here at the show, we're showing a Monarch EDGE product that is a broadcast type of product for use with SRT streaming, MPEG-TS streaming. You can also do things like RTSP. You have SDI in it, 12 gig capability, so you can do 4K. We're showing that along with our IPKVM. So all of these products kind of work together in a IP workflow. So our IPKVM, we have a transmission and receiving just like anybody else, but it's based in a nice compact hardware box here. Very 1 RU, half RU, so you can set up in any sort of broadcast environment.
I love it. I love mine.
Then we're showing our ConvertIP, which is a 2110 conversion device, which will allow you to do HDMI to 2110, 2110 to HDMI. It's bi-directional. Same with SDI. You can do SDI in, 12 gig SDI, which would be 4K, in or out. And you have the ability to have 25 gig or 10 gig interface. Also, there's JPEG-XS, which is a codec that a lot of broadcasters here at the show are using to be able to compress several 4K signals if you want. You have a pipe that you can't, you can't fit all of the signals that you're needing to transport, so you need a little bit of compression.
That's amazing. I think there's a lot of sort of value in that. That there are a lot of different types of situations where certain manufacturers, certain vendors will really want to lock in on one type of technology. They stay there. There's no sort of wiggle room, and there's no really sort of upwards trajectory in the way that the overarching sort of way that people want to do things in the industry go. And that's one thing that I really appreciate about Matrox is that it's like, whether it's KVM, we were talking about it briefly before, we were talking about IPMX, potentially being something that, it's like if you want to use sort of be in a SIM 2110 architecture, but then you don't want to have, like you were talking about with the clocking. I think that's a really interesting thing that it's like, and you guys are getting into that as well. It's like, and that's an emerging technology.
So we were on the forefront of 2110. It's a SMPTE standard. If your viewers don't know exactly what it is, but it's a standard that we actually had to make our own product to be able to tell if we were doing the standard right. So we were that far ahead of the game, there wasn't even at the time the ability to check yourself as to if you were doing the standard properly. So we were in the forefront of that, and then we're also part of the AIMS group, which is dealing with all the IPMX workflow. So we have on the I don't want to say low end, but on the prosumer end, we have all of it covered for, say, 1 gig networks, and then on the high end for 25 gig networks or moving to 100 gig networks, we have the ability to do 4K uncompressed and those type of workflows. So, we've been in it ever since the beginning.
Yeah.
And I think that customers are looking to us for actually, to build systems based on 2110, based on IPMX that have us involved. Because right now we're kind of in the place where I compare it from SD to HD. Right. We're in a place where everybody's going from SDI to video over IP. Right. So these conversion boxes and the ability to take SDI, standard SDI, standard HDMI output and convert it to real IP packetized video across, we have customers that are actually using 2110 from, say, LA to Las Vegas. They're actually delivering live camera feeds with our boxes with 2110. They have dark fiber, so they're able to have a big enough pipe to get it there.
Lucky.
And they can deliver direct 4K uncompressed video across, large, and that's what we do with venues also. It's like, think of a scoreboard, think of a control room. You need to go a mile from one end of the stadium to another, or around the stadium, and you need fiber. You need to be able to deliver via fiber, and that's really, you know, where SDI fails. SDI can only go so long, and it's very difficult to deal with. But tactical fiber, you can run it over. You can do whatever you want with it. So those are the type of workflows that customers are asking us for. Is like, I need to feed a screen that is 4K 60, and I need it a mile away. I need my control room on one side of the building, and I need this 50-foot screen on the other side, and I want to be able to display it in perfect quality, no pixelization. With 2110, the one thing that people don't know is you can't really deliver an actual picture to a monitor that is pixelated or macro blocking or anything. It just won't deliver the picture.
Right.
So it has to be right. So that's the good thing about 2110 is like, if you don't see a picture, unlike SDI, you got something wrong with this, and you need to go back and figure out what you're doing. And it's really more of an IT type of workflow than it ever has been. Like a lot of these engineers, the whole business is changing, where the engineering staff that used to be able to run a television station is going to have to either get themselves, really up to IT type standards as far as their knowledge and what they can do, or this is going to be a takeover of all the IT staff, and they're going to be running the engineering because really with the way IP and the way this all runs and the way networks run and the way the switches are configured and all of that, it's a whole different type of workflow. It scares a lot of people, but it really is much simpler. It's much easier to set up, and there's not a lot of issues with having to configure it, because once you put it in, if you have the timing, the clocking, and all of the things that you need, it works.
Yeah. and I think I want to touch on that. That's a very important sort of distinction, is the fact that, like you said, originally IT and like the IT and the people that were on-prem in the broadcast side, they had not too much to do with each other. It's like, if you've got internet, great, awesome, whatever. But now, even with our production, it's like we're heavily involving IT, because it's like, now we might be on a corporate network. Now people are on super crazy lockdown networks. It's like, I want to open an SRT port. It's like, I can't go do it on my own. I need to go ask IT to be able to do this. So it seems like Matrox is really sort of designing product solutions that are made for that new marriage that is coming on. But you've got this large pedigree of all the years that you've been doing it, specifically on the broadcast side, so you know what they want. But then now with this whole new, explosion of AV over IP, it's like, what the IT people want as well. None of them have a problem with me putting my XTO on the network. There's no issues. They already know, and the IT people love it because they know what to expect in that regard.
Yeah, and that's really what we're running into, and we've had to, our support engineers and our sales engineers have all had a huge learning curve that goes back 10 years as far as being able to go after this type of workflow.
Yeah.
You can't do it if you don't do it yourself. Like I said, we had to develop tools ourselves just to figure out how this all got put together.
Yeah.
So, we have large labs. We always do these type of things with other customers, cloud customers like Amazon and others, where we'll bring in our equipment and we'll do all of these gear shows where everybody connects together. We always want to be third-party aware, at least, and know what third parties are doing, so that customers that have other products will work with our products. But it takes the knowledge that it takes to get it's not trivial. It's not like you can go to engineering school and learn all this. You really got to be up with the switch manufacturers. You got to be up with just IP in general, being able to understand how it's delivered and how things work. So yeah, it's a whole new world. I don't think
It's an exciting
it's very exciting, and the thing is once we get to the next thing, which is 8K and above, you're going to get to resolutions where I don't know. One of our biggest customers, the Sphere, has, they it's a completely different experience. This whole immersive virtual reality type of experiences, these are all going to be able to be brought forth in a way where people can actually use, an everyday person can use this type of video quality,
Right.
because these devices aren't as expensive as buying a broadcast router, or in the old days, buying an A to D or a D to, or a DA or whatever it is that you would have to buy just to get video into something and have it be able to be displayed on whatever.
Right.
So now, you can get 4K 60 quality in a camera and deliver it to a screen for, under a couple $1,000.
And that's what Matrox is so great at doing. It's incredible.
So we try to keep the cost low and keep everybody involved.
Absolutely.
From the high end all the way down.
That's awesome. Kyle, thank you so much for sharing Matrox with all of us. And it's like I said, from my day to day, it's incredible, but all the way up to the Sphere. So you have something for everybody. You're operating at such a high level. It's incredible. Absolutely.
Thanks for having us here, and thanks for giving us the time.
Absolutely. So if you have any other questions about how to get your hands on these or other amazing Matrox products, don't hesitate to contact your JB&A representative. They will be happy to assist. I'm at Tab. I'll catch you at the next one.